Donald Trump and J.D. Vance just got their hats absolutely handed to them in this crucial and poignant breaking news story. And don't you just love it when a cliche from life actually works out? You know, the one that is, what goes around comes around? Well, it just came around for Trump and Vance. And the great part about it is, two of the people responsible for this are actually his own son, Donnie Jr., and that religious base, the evangelicals, who seem to have forgotten for the last 8 years who Donald Trump actually is as a human being. You know, religion, that thing that far too many people suddenly discover when they turn about 60, not everybody, but realize they've been a real jerk. Yeah, that. Well, in this crucial breaking story, you have things like Don Jr. making comments like this. And then, of course, you also have, at CPAC, them wheeling out a golden statue of good old Donnie. When you go down the road of deifying like this, you're going to get into some trouble. And sure enough, they have. Because we love to talk about living life by the golden rule. But the truth of the matter is, people absolutely rarely do. And it couldn't be more poignant that J.D. Vance himself had to go and make this recent comment on a news story about being childless.
That we're effectively run in this country via the Democrats, via our corporate oligarchs, by a bunch of childless cat ladies.
Yeah, you remember that. What's funny about that is, he's a religious man. And Catholicism has, for the most part, oddly been run by childless men who occasionally have, questionable behavior. But this story is so important to all of what we face in this election because it's so key when you start talking about the people that are running for office. Take a listen.
Christian nationalists have taken Trump as their new Christ because he's everything the first one was not. Jesus was poor. Trump is rich. Jesus was meek. Trump is a bully. Jesus lost. And Trump is obsessed with winning. I honestly think that if Donald Trump and J.D. Vance met Jesus today, they would ridicule him as a single, childless hippie. And in fact, Donald Trump Jr. explicitly rejected Jesus' Sermon on the Mount. He said, turning the other cheek has, quote, gotten us nothing. How did we get to the point where loving your enemy is weak and loving your neighbor is woke? I mean, they are literally rejecting the central teachings of Jesus because those teachings don't serve their own self-interest. Christian nationalism is not about the way of Jesus. It's about the pursuit of power.
And truthfully and tragically, that is how far the GOP has fallen from the concept of what they continually always like to say about American values and American family values. It does kind of make us hearken back to this particular speech, which has ruled so many of our lives and the desire that we have for the democracy we seek in America.
I have a dream. My poor little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character.
That should remind us all that leadership isn't just about policy. Yes, policy absolutely matters, but the content of the character of who you are does as well. And I got a recommendation for Mr. Trump and Mr. Vance. They might want to take another listen to this particular song and wonder to themselves, yeah, what if? Because I can almost guarantee you that if their deity actually encountered Trump and Vance, I don't think those two would fare very well. Do you? Thanks for listening. I'm Kevin E. And remember, always listen to what Barack Obama said. Don't boo, vote.